Good evening from Bangladesh. This is your host Toufiq Zohur is speaking now. Today, our episode number is 209, and title of our program today is The World of Poetry Recitation in Poet Voice, Part 73. Today, 2nd June, Sunday. Now it is 9 to 5 p.m. evening in Bangladesh times. We have a slogan: the sky of poetry is one. Different part of the world, there are so many poets writing their poetry, but their thinking thought are same. That is the humanism. That is the humanism, mankind, and the love. Today, we have invited 11 poets and poetess from 9 countries, different part of the world. And for the first time, I am happily announcing in our show that this is very much first time in Bangladesh. I have invited one of the renowned and important poet and translator and also a reader. That is poet Razu Alauddin is present here. So really, I am very much happy today. So, no more talk. Now I am going to start this show, and for the first time, I am inviting Honorable Poet Raju Alauddin. Now, I am introducing one of the important poet who is from Bangladesh. He is poet Raju Alauddin. He is a poet, essayist, and famous translator in Bangladesh. By profession, he is a journalist. He is the generations of 80s in Bengali literature. He has been published more than 50 books. In these publications, there are poetry, prose, research, translations, editing, anthology. In Bangladesh, he is the most important translator. He translated many world famous poetry, prose, interview, anthology. He was invited in Bogota City, Colombia, a poetry festival for read his poem. In 2023, Mr. Razu Alauddin was invited as a government guest in Argentina book fair. He has been delivered in his speech in 5 different literature programs in Argentina. He also participated in the National Literature Conference in Ecuador. He has been traveled Colombia, Peru, Argentina, Ecuador, and many more countries. At present, he is the head of literature department of the renowned news agency in Bangladesh, that is bdnews24.com. Now, I am inviting Honorable Poet Mr. Raju Alauddin to present his first poem today. Thank you.
Thank you, Tawfiq, for your generous, very long introduction. Um, Let us begin with a poem. As actually, I work in area of translation, so let us begin with a poem, which is the theme of that poem is a translation and original. The heading of the poem is original to translation. This poem is translated by Afsan Choudhury. The truth be told, I am more of yours than I am of mine. You came in a stranger's robe, trying to make me hints in, but in a few days you realized my language is yours. The two are the one and the same when in love. You came even closer, you came even closer to me, touching my elusive body, the flesh and fire through which you tried to enter the roots of my essence. The door opened wide, sated with kiss and lick, and yet you came even closer. Are we each other's image now? Oh, darling of mine, what will your answer be to the question? Will you say, we have known each other so deeply that our hearts have become one? Our separate languages, yours and mine, have become one, the language of love. You have made me eternal. With your love, you have given me power to cross my own limits. With your blessings, your passion devoured me as you took me into your embrace. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poet Raju Alauddin, for your beautiful starting. And now from Bangladesh, I am going to United States of America and inviting Honorable Poetess Annette Tarpley. Now I am introducing one of the eminent poetess who is from United States of America. She is Annette Tarpley. She is an acclaimed award-winning poetess. She has been recognized for her outstanding contribution to the literary world, publishing in various anthologies and gaining popularity on YouTube. Aniti is a co-author of the Amazon bestseller Two Heart, written alongside Sarfaraz Ahmed. As the founder and administrator of the thriving Facebook Grown Up, the passion of poetry, she has fostered a community of over 120,000 members. In 2022, Annette Tarpley released the Fashion of Poetry Group very first anthology book, Inked with Passion. Annette is preparing for the release of her third solo poetry book and has ventured into children's literature with her debut book, The Bird and the Dragonfly, published in June 2022. She showcased her versatility by exploring short stories, having all five of them published in books, and continue to contribute to various international anthologies. Aniti's first debut book, Poetry Potpourri, was widely received, selling several copies and was heralded with excellent review. Now, I am inviting Honorable Poetess Annette Tarpley to present her first poem today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the inviting me. Always, my friend. I appreciate it, and so honored to be here amongst you all. This is a poem that I wrote, and it's in honor of people I take care of in nursing homes that don't have visitors come. It's called The Forgotten. I held her frail, wrinkled hand, veins prominent in a bony structure, wondering about the fruits of their labor. How many tears had they brushed from streaked faces? How many loaves of bread had they kneaded? How many pie crusts have they formed? How many times had they clasped together in prayerful supplication? How many diapers have they changed? How many times have they caressed the hands of another to comfort? Her once piercing blue eyes, now clouded by a film, gazing into mine with a blank stare. How many sunrises had they seen? How many silent words have they spoke? How much love have they conveyed? How many tears have they shed? How many questions have they implored? How many hearts had they broken? When was the last setting sun that they had seen? Her ears, now large, prominent, and drooping, have lost the sense to capture that for which they were created. What secrets have they heard? What promises whispered that were not kept? What music had they loved? Did they miss the sound of laughter? Did they yearn for the pitter pat of rain? When did they last hear an I love you? Were they lonely now in their silence? Her mouth, lips now dried and cracked, trying desperately to move, to form words they couldn't speak, now touching my face with a weakened kiss. I mourn for the once vibrant woman now living alone in her shell, separated by a membrane of time, lost in a vault of sequestered memories. In a facility, she was cared for by unknowing strangers, no visitors would enter the doors in the land of the forgotten. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poetess Annette Tarpley, for your beautiful starting. I'm not leaving United States of America till now because another poet also from United States of America, that is LeAnne Hunt. Now I'm introducing one of the important poetess who is also from United States of America. She is a poetess LeAnne Hunt. She is a Pushcart nominated poetess. She was a regular at the Two Idiot Peddling Poetry Reading at the Ugly Mug in Orange, California. Before moving to the Mississippi coast, she reads manuscript for Moon Tide Phrase and has poem published in Cultural Weekly, Spillway, Honey and Lime, Hybrid, Harvey Review, and Lullaby of Teeth, an anthology of Southern California poets. She published a blog of written prompts and apologies at leannehunt.com. Now I am inviting a poetess LeAnne Hunt to present her first poem today. Thank you.
Thank you, Toufiq. You are my brother, and I am grateful to be here. We brought the war home. We'd nested it with euphemisms and newspaper clippings, crooned to it in lullabies of passive voice and the wails of mothers, nourished it on bombs, bullets, drones, and children's limbs, breastfed it on blood until it grew strong enough to come home. Listen, it is knocking on the door. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poetess LeAnne Hunt, for your beautiful starting also. And from now, from United States of America, I'm going to India to invite the Honorable Poetess Harinder Cheema from India. Now I am introducing one of the most important poetess who is from India. She is Harinder Cheema. She is a global poetess and award winner Indian author. She is the only Indian to receive the Naji Naman International Literary Honor Prize for complete work in 2022. She is the author of two books entitled The Temple Stop and the Soul Chant. She is the co-author of 30 poetry anthologies, and her work has been published in various international magazines. She is also the proud to recipient of many prestigious global awards and honors in the field of literature. Her name find a mention in 101 most influential women in India in 2020. She is also the brand ambassador of online television Uddan, that is the mother in Uddan Little magazine. Now I am inviting Honorable Poetess Harinder Cheema to present her first poem today. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Tawfiq, for having me here today. I was facing some network issues, but thank God I'm here. And greetings to all the lovely poets from all across the world. It's such a pleasure to be here once again. Uh, so starting with my first poem, this is a motivational poem which I like to read, especially to the youth who find that it is very difficult to accept failure and hence they face mental health issues. So this is to motivate them, to inspire them, and to teach them acceptance. So the title of the poem is Even the Best Falls Down Sometimes. Losing in life is no crime. Even the best falls down sometimes. In the journey of life, one has to lose and win. All glory comes from daring to begin. Failure, after all, is not a bad word. Take it as a diversion to change the road. Don't keep looking at a closed door. Change your focus to explore more. Fight with the demons inside you, and the outside will change with a perspective new. Value your own peace, and then you will spread it too. Be the change that you want to see around you. Get up when you fall, more firm and fine, for even the best falls down sometimes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poetess Harinder Cheema, for your joining. And now from India, I am going to Greece to invite Honorable Poetess Voula Mimo. Now, I am introducing one of the well-known poetess who is from Greece. She is Voula Mimo. She is a poetess, film director. In 1984 and 1985, her poems were published in IIaria and Ostraka magazine. Her first directorial work was the short film Altamira, and in her career she was collaborated with important Greek actors. The film based on her poetry entitled The Great Power of the Sea was shot in 2008. She has collaborated as a news journalist with many newspapers in the Peloponnese. In 1985, her first collection of poems entitled Traversing came out. In 2006, she published a book with news article entitled Living Speechlessly. Her poems have been published in many anthologies and the Greek Library Encyclopedia. Harry Percy hosts her poem. Her collections of poems entitled Upon Andromeda's Rock came out 2018. The collections of poems entitled You Are the Man came out 2019. She has won numerous awards, Nocidia's World Poetry Prize. She is the member of National Union of Literature in Greece. Now I am inviting Honorable Poetess Voula Mimo to present her first poem today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am very happy to be among so famous and important poets and poetess. I am very happy to hear your language, except English language, and I want to be with you. And thank you, Mr. Toufiq, because I am with yours in your show. My first poem is It Was So Late. I saw you in the sunset. I saw you at night in full moon sky. I heard your heart as a noise. I was there when shadow smashed the pearl and broke the color's head. I was there when the skies was draining the tears of lightning. I was there when the stroud treason bathed in swear. And then I was drunk in the middle of the road. I start to paint. I start to see. I start to live because you are my sun. You are my moon. You are all my life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poetess Voula Mimo, for your beautiful starting also. And now from Greece, I'm going to Vietnam to invite Honorable Poetess Kieu Bich. Now I am introducing one of the important poetess who is from Vietnam. She is Kieu Bich Hao. She is a poetess. She is the member of Vietnam Writers Associations. She is working there as a executive expert of External Affairs Office of the Vietnam Writers Associations from 2019 to till today. She is the editor of Neuma magazine of Romania, editor of Humanity magazine of Russia, ambassador of Equity publisher of Canada to Vietnam, manager of communications and brand of Sa Bifam. She has been received some prestigious awards like Literary Award for the Youth in 1992 by Thien Phong newspaper and No Yang Do School for Creativity Writing Literature Newspaper Award 2007. For Short Story Award, Military Art and Literature Magazine Award 2009 for Short Story Award for the Best Short Story by the Naval Command in 2015, Award for Excellent Short Story by Military Art and Literature Magazine in 2015, the Art Danubius Prize 2022, the International Poetry Festival Europa in Farsi Special Award in 2023. She has been published 22 books of prose, poetry, essay in Vietnam, Italy, and Canada. Her poems have been translated into many foreign languages like English, Italian, Korean, Russian, Marathi, Hindi, Romanian, Hungarian, Spanish, Portuguese, Nepalese, Uzbek, French, German, Turkish. Now I'm inviting Honorable Poetess Kieu Bich to present her first poem today. Thank you. Please open your mic. Open your mic.
Thank you, Toufiq, for a very beautiful and long introduction about me. I'm very glad to have you here, and you enrich my knowledge by your very beautiful poems. And at first, I would like to share with you my first poem, The Death Silence. Who can start a fire? Who can see the light inside me? A stream of sadness drifting me away, a river of ice, freezing all the fishes, a sea of tears coming beyond the coast. The deep silence is killing me. The darkness is falling on me. All the mankind around, but you did not find out in the blind point of me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I always announce and declare that your every poem is very much sweet. That is touch our heart. Thank you very much, Kieu, for your beautiful starting. And now from Vietnam, I'm going to Italy to invite IIaria Giovinazzo. Now I am introducing one of the important poetess who is from Italy. She is a poetess Ilaria Giovinazzo. She is a writer, poetess, artist. She born in Rome in 1979. She graduated in letters anthropological specialty and scholar of comparative religions. She has been started her writing career when she was teenager. In 1999, she won the special jury mention at the Massimo Grillanti European Poetry and Fiction Competition. In 2001, she has been published her first novel, Animi Perduetet with Effedui Idigioni. In 2005, she published I Cannot Let You Go. In 2007, from Besa Editric published her historical novel focused on the figure of three legendary women Aspasia, Maria Maddalena, and Francesca de Rimini, title of the novel Women of Destiny. In the same year, one of her poems appears in the anthology The Time by Giorgio Parono Editori. In 2020, her poetic collection Like a Lotus Flower was launched. In 2021, her second collection's poem The Symmetry of Bodies was released. 2022, she published children's book titled Life 10 Important Things. In 2023, her third editor, The Religions of Beauty, was published by Italic Picoido. Now I am inviting Honorable Poetess Ilaria Giovinazzo to present her first poem today. Thank you.
Thank you, Toufiq, to this complete introduction. And good evening, everyone. and I'm very happy to be here again. And I thank Toufiq for the invitation. I accepted with great pleasure. Poetry is and must be without borders, and must succeed through words in uniting peoples and in uniting peoples. Today we need it more than ever. He will read some poems from my collection, The Religion of Beauty, and two unpublished ones. Heading evil to evil, deliver the bonds to the wind, to draw undeciphered borders within the limits of everyday life. The flavor of the human struggles to disperse, like joy, like rain, that falls and falls, thunderously, choking back tears. I overturn the sky with surrendered fingers. I am the defeat, no matter that, no matter what. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Poetess IIaria Giovinazzo, for your beautiful story. And now, finally, I'm going to Argentina to invite my friend Pilar Lopez Amorelli. Now, I'm introducing one of the persuasive poetess who is from Argentina. She is poetess Pilar Lopez Amorelli. She was born Ciudad Autónoma de Buenos Aires on March 1983. She started her writing career when she was high school student. She is a multifaceted artist. Once she began to sing the church choir, after starting writing, she then started painting and doing sculpture at the Thomas Cabrera and then went to the theater workshop. She did many exhibitions in many places to the Salta City, such as Casa de Hernandez Museum. She joined some virtual national and international exhibitions like Igloo Galleria in native and internationally joined Libya, Spain. She also did translated some poem and essay from Nepali poet Santosh Kumar Pokhrel. She published her poem in Argentina and different parts of globe. Her poems have been included many international anthology. Now I am inviting Honorable Poetess Pilar Lopez Amorelli to present her first poem today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toufiq, for inviting me. It's a big honor to be here. Thank you so much. And the first poem I will read is from my book, my just finished book. It would be in Spanish, and it's about simplicity. Simplicidad. La simpleza de las cosas que se da por el encuentro de dos personas resuena siendo eco en la profundidad de los sentimientos. Se da del mismo modo por el transcurso de las vivencias y se vuelve intolerable por la ausencia de las huellas del pasado. La inquietante reciprocidad egoísta, pero a la vez salvaje de tu presencia, marca la infame sensación de hipocresía ante lo transcurrido y lo vivido. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poetess Pilar Lopez Amorelli, for your beautiful starting. Today in our show, our Indian brand ambassador Harinder Cheema is present. And when she present in our show in every moment, I do one thing, that is in the second session. Our first session is already over, and our two invited poetess, Aida Acosta Alfonso from Spain, she is sick, so she could not join. And also Iris Rama from Philippines, her baby is very much sick, so she has gone to hospital to treatment her baby, so she could not join, and she sent me a message to say sorry. Thank you. We are praying for your baby early recover, Idis Biderama. And now I'm announcing one thing. The second session is starting now, and the second session will be started by a co-host, that is Harinder Chima, because she is the brand ambassador of Uddan Television and also brand ambassador in Uddan Little Magazine. So I am giving the floor to start the second session by Harinder Chima. Please, Harinder Chima, you may start your second session. Thank you very much.
Uh, Tawfiq, I would love to go ahead, but I'm facing some audio issues. I cannot hear everyone very clearly. I'll try to, because I have to clearly hear them. Am I audible, first of all? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes, you are audible, you are visible, you are everything. I am hearing you very clearly.
Okay, all right. So the voice of the other poets is cracking. I cannot hear them very clearly, but still, I'll try to figure out as much as I can. So now, if you want to start, like if you want me to start, whom do I invite on the stage? I don't have the full names, or do I start with my poem?
You can start. You can start your poem, no problem. But
Okay,
you
all
just
right,
follow the
okay,
you just follow the poster.
all right, okay.
Thank you.
So, so I'll start with my second poem, then I'll go to the first poet in the poster. So this is The Everlasting Spring. The change is the only constant. Everything is transient, nothing permanent. From the season of fall to the season of spring, the God with universe is having a fling. Every bird and beast is at his beck and call. He changes the seasons to tell us all that we need to appreciate all shades of life and learn from the nature that everything is perfect in its time.
There is a network problem because she is now staying in the northern part of the India, that is UP, in the telling of India. So when she will back, I will give her floor. And now I am announcing and inviting Honorable Poet Razu Alauddin to present his second poem. I'm inviting Honorable Poet Razu Alauddin to present his second poem. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear Toufiq. My The title of the second poem is I Was Born with Deaths. I was born with numerous deaths. Deaths are,
An
in fact,
apology.
my siblings. It is with my flow of blood that they run to all the distant countries in the world. So close they stand and so intimate are they that it seems they, like a lover, want to plant a kiss on my cheek, mounting me from behind the left side of my shoulder. Like my pet cat, the deaths on winter nights lie beneath my quilt in absolute comfort. Gradually, slowly, death has emerged as a lover in this small, lonely life of mine. To me, She sings a Tagore song, You Are Like My Sham. Indeed, I fail to realize that numerous deaths, like one seized during the epidemic, were born into this world with me. All these deaths are so powerful. All these deaths have grouped together in such ceaseless processions that I have actually become lonely in the end. My death My deaths are exhibited in fancy galleries in Iraq, Turkey, and Afghanistan. All of those shows are inaugurated by the US president, and each of their brief prefaces is written by the Secretary General of the United Nations. Quite a lot of those deaths I have secretly sold to our ministers and senators. I have sold some deaths to police station at a high price. I have also scattered around many deaths over our busy highway. These dates keep me alive day in, day out. They grow at geometric rates and travel to distant places at home and abroad. The dates leave me tired in my sleep. My heart is indeed filled with the rich harvest of dates. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poet Raju Alauddin, for your beautiful poem. Once again, you have to read 209 number episode is going on. Again, Harinder Cheema is present, so I am giving the floor and requesting to please carry on your hosting. Now, coming is Harinder Cheema.
Apologies once again. There's a serious problem with my network today. So thank you so much for having me once again. So now I invite on stage a very good friend of mine whom I've known for years now and who's also a wonderful poet, Annette Tarpley from USA. Annette?
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. And so good to see you, my friend. A pleasure. This is called The Legacy of a Life. Born into this world, uniquely created, there will never be another replica of you. As we journey through life, we leave behind our legacy, our imprint, our stamp. What attributes did we possess that pinnacle us into the forefront of one's attentions? A look, a smile, a glance, a laugh, a voice, soon forgotten after one's departure, if not captured. What have we left behind that will impact the future generations to sustain the memory of self? Did we impart wisdom that will remain current in the annals of time and that sparks the memory of you? The smell of your cologne no longer lingers on the once scented handkerchief, the edges now frayed. The frailty of photographs stored in a box, images fading with age, subjects lost in a time warp. Taken for granted, giving little thought while alive, the poet's works are discovered as the poet's children mull over the works created, talents once hidden now exposed. Lessons of life, sage wisdom, in simplistic words yet choreographed with complexity. Ink on the stark white pages through the years, worn with use, paying homage to the legacy of a life. Thank you.
So beautiful. That was so beautiful. And yes, the audio was not very clear to me, but then what all I could gather from the poem, I always feel that poets can make the mundane so beautiful. They can make the ordinary, they can take ordinary to extraordinary heights. They can lift veil from hidden things and make them look so clear to all of us. So that is the power of the poetry, and that is the power of a great poet. And Annette, personally, I have always liked your poems, and you have that power in you. So thank you so much for that beautiful presentation.
Thank you.
Moving on to the next poet that we have here, LeAnne Hunt from USA. Please maybe have on the stage Miss LeAnne Hunt from United States of America.
Thank you for inviting me. This next poem has footnotes, which is odd. I'll hold up a hand to show when I'm reading from the footnote. A bigot walked into a polite conversation. Astrophysics or something pleasant like that, dropped that she wouldn't use someone's pronouns. This was a conversation relayed on social media. Was told to fix your heart and die. That was a typo. But that isn't giving her a choice. No, she was told, fix your heart or die. That was what was said. The bigot screamed she wasn't a bigot. She had a dog with her. The other woman, a friend of the bigot, said nothing. The first is a choice, you think. No, there are choices in both. Small deaths, like the first time you heard the N word and said nothing. You were a child. This was an adult, an uncle. You have heard it as an adult and said nothing. The time you sympathized with the man over the woman he hit. No, you sympathized with both. He, the child who had been hit. The man is your cousin. He was disciplined with a bullwhip by his mother. The woman with the bruise and now permanent numbness on one side of her mouth. You knew the woman. She was in your college biology class. You at 5'3" towered over her. Her wrists were smaller than a child's. She was hospitalized. Afterwards, she kept her head down. You eventually stopped talking to him, stopped grieving him. Another death there, a choice. You are the friend, the witness, the one standing by. You said nothing. Fix your heart, you say to yourself. It keeps dying. Yeah, cannot hear you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you so much for that beautiful poem. Though, again, I just could not hear, and it's becoming difficult. The voice is really cracking for me this side, but I know you recited so beautifully. So thank you so much. So now I present my poem, the second poem, In God's Custody. My heart and my mind Satan cannot find, since they are in God's custody. He thinks for me, he feels for me, and I remain in ecstasy. There is no vacuum or empty space. The space is filled with God's grace, and to the evils I have the immunity. There is no confusion that baffles me. There is no guilt that stifles me. Now I have the clarity. I chose a salvation of a different kind by keeping my heart and my mind in God's custody. Thank you so much. So, with that, I move on to the next poet. And the next poet is Voula Memou from Greece. May we have you please on the stage?
Hello again. I'm very happy to be with you again. And I want to send a message from that program, a message from peace, because the planet wants peace in the world. My next poem is The Road of Blood. Don't leave. The world is empty. The guns are in our neighborhood. It's not a celebration day. It's not spring this year. We are scared. A child crying in the street, on the street of the shame. I'm poor to remain of my breath. I stand in the pain, and I painting on three barks with colors that were looking at me questioningly. Why cover the summer lights? There, on the street of inhumanity, I poke my fingernails in Kerberos lens with rage. An olive branch from my country I will plant, and I will build a house of hope with crimson red anemones. The mother of my unknown friend, like Andromache, begs for mercy, but the road, when the bullet will side, the road always smell of death. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was lovely. Each poet here is on a journey of self-exploration and comes out with something very beautiful, it's very unique. Thank you so much. Moving on to the next poet, we have Aida Acosta Alfonso from Spain. Please, may we
She is
have you
not,
on the
she is,
virtual
she is not,
stage?
she is not present today because she is sick.
Okay.
So next one.
Okay. Okay. So next poet is Kieu Hao from Vietnam. Uh, please, can we have you on the stage? And I hope if you can just pronounce your name for us to be more clear about it,
Yes, thank
so
you.
that we pronounce
My
it correctly.
my name is Giovinazzo. Giovinazzo. Yes. So now
Kieu
my second
House.
poem.
All right.
Yeah, Giovinazzo. Giovinazzo.
All right.
Yes, you got it. Okay, so now I my second poem with the title Grape and Rose. Hey honey, come and rest on my lap. The long walk at night in Etiek village give us a sweet tiredness. The silver crescent moon is landing on the grape field as you are landing in my abnormal life. I need you, my dearest baby, as the grape needs the rose. You are the sensitive rose in this dangerous world. Who will protect you, my rose? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was beautiful once again. And now moving to IIaria Giovinazzo from Italy.
Thank you very much, Nada. The
Thank you.
second poem is about Gaza and have no title. I no longer fear the silence of the whole hoax, whitened, subtended by the eternal light of the martyrs who whispered to the living, beginning for answers, cursing the pain that shatters the soul and the heart, which gives way. No freedom, no land, no right to life. Empty wells, dirty drinking water, and the sea, the sea, the sea, and then die, die, die. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that was so emotional. And that's the beauty of the poetry. That's the power of the poetry. That poetry is healing. Poetry is, it has a therapeutic effect. And it talks about the same pains because the emotions are same everywhere. All human beings experience the same emotions, but the presentation may be different. And in that presentation lies the talent of the poet. So thank you so much for that beautiful poem. Moving on to Pilar Lopez Amorelli from Argentina.
Thank you so much. The second poem is from yesterday, so it's also in Spanish. I haven't had time to translate it. It is Suspiro, esperando por esa voz que impaciente aguardaba escuchar el susurro de tu suspirar, que aparece camuflada en las penas del olvido y que va más allá del entendimiento humano, que es casi inherente a la conquista del presagio, que es guía del futuro y consecuencia del pasado. Desde la nebulosa que ciega la nada y todo lo ve, que obnubila el ansia del pavoroso destino y del ondulado camino, del impaciente suspiro del amor prohibido. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Obviously, the language is Spanish, but what I see here is that, we are celebrating not only poetry, we are celebrating languages, we are celebrating world. There's so much of uh, harmony. We talk about such things in poetry, but it is so evident in a platform like this, where dear brother Toufiq Zohur has, endeavored to get us all together on a single platform. We are not only celebrating poems and poetry, but we're also celebrating different languages. So that's the beauty of this platform. So now moving on to the another round, I think Brother Toufiq would take over now.
Now you please continue today because you are here.
All
So
right. Okay.
I am a guest
All right.
today in this thing. Thank you very much.
All
Please
right. Okay. All right. So starting with the third round, I would request Razu Alauddin from Bangladesh to do the honors to please come on the virtual stage and present his third poem.
Thank you so much, Harinder, Cheema. I'm really honored joining for the chance that gave me. My third poem is it's about, as you were talking about the languages, and we know that translation is the only way to have the communication between languages, right? So literature, when we know literature from Indian other languages from India or other languages from other countries in the world, so translation is the only way to reach. So I'm going to read a poem. It's the title is Translation. You, the stranger, tell me, who are you? And where have you come from? I am the translation of something secret, of something a secret beyond view. My parents, in collaboration, have translated me from the manuscript of an unfamiliar language. Thank you.
Uh, Thank you so much. Can you repeat that last line? I could not hear it.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay, the last line. Okay, uh, if you don't mind, I can recite it again. It's very small. The title is translation.
Yeah.
You, the stranger, tell me, who are you and where have you come from? I am the translation of something secret beyond view. My parents, in collaboration, have translated me from the manuscript of an unfamiliar language. Thank you.
Yeah, so the thought is so, so unique and so beautiful. I mean, that is what leaves you awestruck because a
Thank,
poet can create from any mundane thought, he can make it or create it or compose a poem out of it. So that is the beauty of poetry. And that is what connects all of us. Maybe we are from different countries, from different languages, but there is something, some connect that is working. And that connect is universal. That connect we all feel together because connect is emotional. So that is the beauty that we are today witnessing in this program. And we always witness it because this platform is all about getting poets from different parts of the world and striking a celebration together and talking about same thoughts in different ways. So moving on to the next poet, the poetess we have here, the beautiful poetess Annette. Can we please have you once again with your beautiful third poem?
Yes, thank you very much. Appreciate it. I have a little bit of stuff going on in the background here. I might have to leave after I recite. I've got issues going on right now. Um, this is called Where the River Flows. Searching for that peace my heart yearns for, in the quietude of night, my mind travels to that special place where that sweet scent of lilacs and bloom perfume the spring air, the glowing full moon highlighting the mountainous silhouetted backdrop. A musical serenade erupts from the silence as I hum a melodic tune, the crickets and locusts lending their instruments to the harmonious blend. Their own concert continues throughout the night, for no words are needed. Notes tumbling effortlessly to the water's bank where the rivers flow. My mind now flooded with the imagery of happier times. The sun now shining in that sacred place where the admission of life sanctifies its beauty. A light breeze cascading over the water, wildflowers in the meadow as they wave their greeting, butterflies dancing in the air as I listen to the nearby waters rushing over the stationary rocks. My mind at peace, my heart alive, rhythmically beating in awe of my haven where the rivers flow. Thank you.
So once again, that was beautiful. And you know, poetry is a painting that speaks, and your poem was just like a painting. I mean, where I could see locusts, I could see crickets, I could see waterfalls, I could see the river. It was so full of imagery. And that is how a poem becomes so beautiful. And you come to know about the heart of the poet, that a particular poet is nature lover. So that is what is evident from such kind of nature poetry, where emotions are, of course, brought out with the help of nature. So thank you so much, Annette, for presenting the poem. That was beautiful. Now, moving on to the next poet, again from USA, LeAnne Hunt. Please, may we have you on stage?
Thank you. A conversation on light begins with an epigraph. It's a graveyard of suns. Laura Coley. Yes, a graveyard that illuminates the sky. And you're right. How is that different than love? That after we lose someone, we still see the world through the light they once provided. That after death, we often bury the small misunderstandings, the little flaws that friction daily life, leaving us only those luminous moments after the storms of grief dissipate enough to allow a parting. This, the clouds breaking, the remembrance, this is what we see the world by and how we leave it shining. Thank you for inviting me.
I really wish I could hear that, but unfortunately, I could not hear anything on my side. Really unfortunate. So I would not be able to comment on that one, but I'm sure uh, the poem, the poems are always beautiful because the thoughts are beautiful. So moving forward now, uh, I would like to recite one of my poems. I wrote a letter to my father. I wrote a letter to my father. On the way, I dropped it. My father came and picked it up and put it in his pocket. As he walked, I could hear the thunder. My letter was of complete surrender. He has blessed me with so much. Now I yearn for his touch. In gratitude, I wrote in verse, O Father of the universe, you have taken care of your child. You have been my mentor and my guide. Bless me with your divine grace. In your creation, I see your face. I surrender my soul unto you, and through my letter, I have touched you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So now, moving on to Voula Memou from Greece. Please, can we have you on the stage, please, for the next poem? Voula, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
All
My
right.
next poem is in Greek. In Greek, my next poem is in my mother language.
Okay.
The title is Beggar God. Ζητιάνος Θεός. Εγώ γονατίσει, είπε, στο λιθόστρωτο με τους πυράκανθους, στο όνομα μιας αγάπης που ξεψύχησε όταν τα θαλασσοπούλια στα πόδια της και δίχως ελπίδα χώρεσε το μανδύα της περιφρόνησης. Τώρα η νύχτα βγάζει τους λογαριασμούς της σε μια συνταγή, το κόκκινο χρώμα, η φυγωμένη ψάχνει, τα τσουβάλια κλεισμένα σε ένα παραπόταμα της καρδιάς σαπίζουν.
I think there is some network problem. So the distinguished poet already out of the studio. When they will come, I will again give her the floor. And now I am inviting Honorable Poetess Kieu to present her third poem today. I am inviting Honorable Poetess Kieu. Thank you.
Thank you, Toufiq. My third poem with the title, You Are a Strong Wind. You said, sometimes we need to be fast, sometimes slow, sometimes noisy, sometimes quiet. You come to me as a strong wind, and my life suddenly become a poem. You are a strong wind. I'm a soft water. We move wind into water in harmony, and so on, the wave to the infinite. Thank you.
Please open your mic. Thank you.
Yeah.
Please.
Can you hear? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes. Please carry
Yeah.
on.
So, sorry once again. Serious network issues this side, but just could hear a part of your poem, and I think it was a lovely poem, a love poem for that matter. So, thank you so much for that
I
lovely
just,
poem.
I just
And
say one thing, Harinder Cheema, about Kieu Big How poems, because when she is trying to read her poem, you are out in the studio. Her every poem
yeah,
is like a music. When she recite her poem, I think there is a musical wave already created. So I like her poem very much, and her every poet, I thought that is a music. So thank you very much, Kieu Big How.
yeah, yeah. I wish I could hear because again, I was not in the studio, so I could not hear that. But yes, I know she's a great poetess. So now moving on to the next poet. So we have Pilar Lopez Amorelli from Argentina.
No, before one poet is there. That is IIaria Giovinazzo from Italy.
Oh, yes, Ilara
Pilar,
Giovinazzo from Italy.
Pilar Lopez is the
Yeah,
last one. Thank you.
yeah.
Toufiq is the same to me. It's not a problem. Okay. The third poem. I belong to heaven and earth to an equal extent. I have faith in the purity of saliva and meat, in the light of shells, in the intensity of the beat. I contest the weight of the world with butterflies, while I empty baskets of stones inherited from my mother. I measure my steps by toes of the caterpillar and the salamander. I listen silently to the prayers of the cedars, and they crown the moth with roses. Deities hidden in the rocks, they whisper, everything is immortal. Thank you very much.
I think there is again network problem in Harinder Cheema side. So she went out from the studio. When she will back, I will give her the floor. And now I'm inviting from Argentina the young persuasive poetess Pilar Lopez Amorelli to present her third poem today. Thank you.
Hi, thank you. Thank you. And the third poem would be in Spanish too, because it's one from the latest poems I wrote, and it is Verde Agua. Trasciende a la vida la magia de tu mirada, esa que alguna vez supo ser tierna y apaciguada, esa que con un susurro del tiempo cubrió de nostálgico verde agua el entendimiento de los suspiros del alma. Trasciende a la vida el endeble suspiro que dio la nota apasionada, que tocó los corazones y cubrió con el velo del invierno la pasión que alguna vez hubo cuando nos pertenecimos lejos allá en el tiempo. Thank you so much.
Harinder Cheema, you please carry on. Open your mic. Open your mic. Harinder Cheema, open your mic. Harinder Cheema, please open your mic. Your mic is off. Harinder Cheema, your mic is off. Harinder Cheema, your mic is off. Open your mic, Harinder Cheema. Okay, I think there is a network problem. So we have to reach in the final round. And finally, I am inviting poet Razu Alauddin from Bangladesh to present his last poem today. I am inviting Honorable Poet Razu Alauddin from Bangladesh to present his last poem today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, dear Toufiq, for giving me a chance to read another poem. Okay, my last poem, the title of my last poem is I Like the Game Where Both Win. This poem is translated by our famous fiction writer and translator, Mr. Afsan Chowdhury. Everyone thinks I am not normal because I have no interest in sports. Football, ping pong, cricket, even rugby leaves me cold. But I love playing another game of 64 moves where there is only one opponent. There is no danger or injury in this game. No need for large playground as in soccer or golf. It thrives in the dark. Besides, there is no referee as it has no rules. If a player tackles the opponent well, there is no injury but endless pleasure. A game where both sides win, where there is no defeat but only victory for both. The only trophy is satisfaction shared by both sides. This game of equality is what I believe in. Before this poem ends, let me tell you, readers, true players never play in the dust. The game that I speak of is so difficult to explain to fans because the game is spoiled if the teams are not evenly matched. So this game needs so much more skills, more than all that the other games need. I like the most difficult game in the world. To be equal is the pleasure of this game. To want to be together and no enmity drives this match. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poet Raju Alauddin, for your beautiful finishing. Don't leave the studio because we have some session in the last moment. Thank you. And now, finally, I am requesting Annette Tarpley to present her last poem today. I am inviting Honorable Poetess Annette Tarpley to present her last poem today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is called The Sound of a Dove's Cry. When darkness abounds in the heavens, before the moon articulates in the sky, I think of you as the leaves flutter after the nightingale ceases to cry. For in the nighttime, I get oh so lonely. Loved your voice, my soul it calmed. Sweet love somethings that sang to me, from your lips flowed serenades of song. If given one more chance to talk to you, one more starlit night to speak your name, my heart content, no hint of remorse, for neither one of us is to blame. For one more night to confess our love, meeting as the full moon rises in the sky, embracing each other, two lost lovers, no tears shed, only the sound of a dove's cry. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poetess Annette Tarpley, for your beautiful finishing. And now I am inviting Honorable Poetess LeAnne Hunt to read her final poem today. LeAnne Hunt.
Thank you, my brother, for inviting me to crash this party of eminent scholars, accomplished poets, and I get to sneak in. If not by the hand of God, then how can a kernel of corn pass through the stomach, intestines, and colon, yet remain whole and golden? And is this not the correct metaphor for the soul during its passage through life? That the kernel only looks intact, but its goodness leached out and absorbed by its host, by the world that needs it more. So give away all your kindness. Keep nothing of your sweetness for yourself, for the afterlife. Feed the living and live on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poetess LeAnne Hunt, for your beautiful finishing. There is a thunderstorm starting in northern side of India. So Harinder Cheema is went out from the studio. And now I am inviting Honorable Poetess Voula Memou from Greece to present her last poem today. I am inviting Honorable Poetess Voula Memou.
Thank you so much, my brother Toufiq. The title is Runaway Love. At the moon's turning, I wanted to write you, I love you. But the letters panicked and ran away. They swallowed the storm recently and flanked the discord. And me, I just stood there like mud, unknown and full of cracks to shield the eyes of love. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poetess Voula Memou. Now from Greece, I am coming Vietnam to invite Honorable Poetess Kieu to present her last poem today. Honorable Poetess Kieu from Vietnam. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Toufiq. My poem, the Little Paradise. Cần is a very beautiful beach in Vietnam. And now I will read a poem that I wrote in Cần Giờ. Step on sharp, broken seashell. It cuts and your toes bleed. You smile and tell me that it doesn't matter. Gentle wave comes wet my hair, and I look so sad. A sad girl in the little paradise. Sunlight dyes your skin red. You go into the blue sea, far away from me. I don't see you amongst millions of white waves. You died in my horizon. I write your name on the wet sand. Even water is so curious. Come up to see my letter on the sand. Hold around your name's HEB. My heart is full of love. Your soul is full of happiness. You say to me, now I know what happiness is. The eternal moment we've made. The deep memory becomes a sort of fulfillment. To get balance in loneliness. A sweet kiss is salty waves. Is all what I can give you now. The wave make my hair so wet. The wind blows it dry then. All that happened in Kanza, our own little paradise. I love you and let you go. Like the sea release its waves in wind. Wherever you are is my little paradise. Time pass by. Time will clear us from this life. The way come and go. The way clears your names I wrote on the sand. Only the little paradise stays, stays, stay out of time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poetess Kieu Big How, for your beautiful poem. Once again, you have to read. I am happily announcing from 35 countries and 76 groups are sharing this show now. Different part of the world, there are so many viewers are watching this show right now. Thank you very much who are watching and who are giving the comments in inbox. I cannot read any one comments because there are so many comments today they have given from Turkish, from Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, from Serbia, and the different part of the world. There are so many viewers are giving their beautiful comments. Thank you very much who are giving the comments. And now I am inviting IIaria Giovinazzo from Italy to present her final poem today. Thank you. Open your mic. Open your mic.
Okay. Okay, my last poem is very short. In the shade of a linden tree, the hope of light resists. This thin iridescent blade smiles through the narrow leaves and stay in the torrid summer, fatal. It is she who advances, falls. Thank you very much.
Thank you, IIaria, for your beautiful small poem or short poem, what you say. That is very beautiful. Thank you. And now I am inviting Pilar Lopez Amorelli to recite her last poem today. Pilar Lopez Amorelli from Argentina.
Thank you. This is a bit longer than the ones I read, and it is also in Spanish because I couldn't check it and I couldn't say anything in a bad way. It is titled Dicen por ahí. Dicen por ahí que a veces los motivos para el alma parecen absurdos e irracionales, pero que siempre son cercanos. Dicen por ahí que a veces las cosas no pasan así porque sí, y a veces las circunstancias acontecen con el paso del tiempo, solo cuando tienen que ocurrir. A veces las suspicacias están erradas, que a veces los sinsentidos son la razón para el olvido. Dicen por ahí que a veces las cosas no pasan así porque sí, que la perseverancia y la constancia son la base para la concreción del todo. Dicen por ahí que a veces las cosas no pasan así porque sí. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pilar, for your beautiful finishing. In every session, when we reach in the last moment, we ask one question to everyone. This is our system in our program. So finally, I am asking the question of Harinder Cheema because there is a thunderstorm is starting in northern part of the India. So anytime her connection will be disconnected. So I am asking Harinder Cheema, what do you think about poetry, about your poem, about today's program? Harinder Cheema, only 30 seconds.
Thank you so much, Brother Toufiq Zohur. Of course, my apologies to all the lovely poets here for the breaking in the network, some serious issues with the weather this side. Having said that, coming to your question, what I understand by poetry. So for poetry, for me, is meditation. I connect with myself. I connect with God when I write a poem. And that is the best part of this journey, that you make a connection with yourself. It's a journey of self-exploration, and you bring forth your inner feelings and you try to share it with others at the same level. So you make universal something out of very personal. And that is what poetry is to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poetess Harinder Cheema. Before 4 years ago, when I asked you the question, you gave me this answer, and I told you on that time, before 4 years ago, that I know, and I think most of the poet and poetess in this platform today, they don't know that once you have to offer from Bollywood film, but you did not go there, and you are decided that you will write entire life in the poetry arena. I told you that you are born for poetry, you will live for poetry. So you are always in poetry. Thank you very much for your beautiful answer. And now I'm
Thank
asking
you.
the same question to Pilar Lopez Amorelli. What you think about poetry, about today's program, about your feelings? Pilar Lopez Amorelli, only 30 seconds. Pilar, can you hear me? I think there is a network problem. Pilar, can you hear me? Pilar, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, it was a network problem. I just heard you. Um, for me, uh, poetry is like the language of the soul. It is, and well, I couldn't understand when Voula Memou read her poem in Greek, but it you had the sound that it is amazing, and sometimes you heard the sound and you just understand what she or he is saying. It is amazing. And thank you so much for inviting me. It's a huge honor to be here. And it is amazing what you did, what you do to invite a long, I don't know, so many poets to this show. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Pilar Lopez Amarelli, for your beautiful answer. And now I'm asking the same question to IIaria Giovinazzo. What do you think about poetry, about your feelings, about today's program? IIaria.
This is a very beautiful program because the possibilities to hear many many languages and and the power of poetry is this is a permission to connect with the other peoples, and I think the poetry is a sacred language, a magic language, and and we must use in um, in reasons in Italian. E dobbiamo usarlo in modo consapevole e attento, perché is a very very power language.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ilaria Giovinazzo, for your beautiful speech you have delivered. And now asking the same question to Kieu Bich from Vietnam. What do you think about poetry, about your feelings about today's program? Kieu Bich.
Thank you, Toufiq. This program is wonderful. I can find new friends here, and I hope that I can translate some of your poems to introduce to Vietnamese readers. And I think by poetry, we get very amazing uh, bridge to create one word, one words that we writing for, we writing poetry for peace and prosperity. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Cubic How, for your beautiful answer. And now I'm asking the same question to Voula Mimo from Greece. What do you think about poetry, about your feelings about today's program? 30 seconds only, Voula Mimo.
Um, I think that your program is very important because you can build bridges between different people, different languages, different culture, different countries in the world. And now we can change our opinions. We can say everything you feel, everything you know, everything you want. And I think that poetry is not only words, it's feelings. Oh, I'm very happy to because I can see my friends in the other side of the world, and I have so many friends from your program. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poetess Vola Mimo, for your beautiful speech. We respect you very much because you are a very important person in poetry world. Thank you. And now asking the same question to Honorable Poetess LeAnne Hunt. The same question, what do you think about poetry, about your feelings, about today's program? LeAnne Hunt.
Poetry to me is an exploration of possibilities, of wonder, of what we can make this world together. This program brings us together to share that all languages provide windows into deeper truths, beauty, love, and it encourages us to protect one another. We are all here together, and there's so much beauty, and we have to protect everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your great emotional speech you have to deliver today. I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. Love you, sister. And now I'm asking the same question to the great organizer in the world who has to organize a great organization that is the Pope, the passion of poetry. The world is under the one umbrella in the poetry arena, that is the Pope, and she's the founder president in the passion of poetry. Poetess Annette Tarpley. I'm asking you the same question. What do you think about poetry, about your feelings about today's program? Annette Tarpley.
Thank you so much. Well, I think that poetry is not narrowly defined. It's a broad spectrum of diversity that we can find in the word art that we can create, and in any language, it can surpass any culture, and very often we can come together. It doesn't have to be about a specific subject. Sometimes it can be fictionalized, but it's just the ability to take those words and to choreograph them into beauty. So thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here with you all today.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poetess Annette Tarpley, for your beautiful speech. And finally, I'm asking the same question from my native country, that is Bangladesh, the Honorable Poet and the great translator, Poet Razu Alauddin, brother. What do you think about poetry, about today's program, about your feelings?
Thank you, Tawfiq. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to you for giving me the chance to listen to all of the fellow poets, and I really appreciate their poems, and I carefully listened to them, and I found some very important and poems, okay, among them. So I'm really grateful for this chance that you gave me. Well, being a poet, you know that as great Italian poet who won Nobel Prize, he's one of my very favorite poets, Eugenio Montale. I don't know if my pronunciation is correct. Eugenio or Eugenio Montale. He
Your
once he
pronouns is
wrote a
perfect.
poem. Pardon me, Eugenio.
Your pronounce is perfect.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, Montale once he wrote a poem. It's very interesting. It's about a poet. He said that being a poet is not a matter of pride. It is only an error of nature, a burden to be shouldered with fear. Okay, so I think Montali is very correct. We all poets are actually carrying a, a responsibility. That responsibility is nobody gave us that responsibility. We for our as he said, the error of nature, we already got that responsibility, and we are carrying that responsibility with fear. Uh, but it is very important to be a poet, to write poems, because as you know that the Chilean poets, Vicente Huidobro, he is another my favorite poet, Chilean poet. He said that poetry is a key that opens thousands of doors. So it is very important. Writing poems is not easy, actually. A simple job. It looks very simple because the people who does not write, it simply he may thought it is useless. Actually, it is not useless, right? So it opens thousands of doors, the doors of thought, the doors, how we should look at society, how we should look at the civilization, look at everything, that war and politics, everything. No, as I was listening to the poem read by Ilaria about the poem about Gaza. So poet is having a responsibility of almost everything. He's like a I mean, uh, how to say, he's not a doctor, but he can see the disease of the civilization, the disease of the society have. So a poet can just give an alarm, or can warn the people, look, this is the disease we have, this is the disease you have. Okay, we have to be careful. So I think poet has a very great responsibility, and but it is a rewardless responsibility. Nobody will give the reward, but we have to carry out this responsibility. This is what I believe. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Poet Raju Alauddin, for your beautiful speech you have to deliver. Really, the poet is not a doctor, but he has to find out the disease of the civilization. That's a very important speech from you have to deliver today. It touches my heart, and I think all the viewers, different part of the world who are watching this show, they have noted it, because it's really a fantastic quote you have to delivered. And you have told another things, that the poetry is the key who has opened the thousand doors. It's a really a fantastic quotation from the Nobel laureate poet. And finally, I am giving the floor to my dear honorable brand ambassador Harinder Cheema to finish this program today. By deliver her speech, this program will be finished today. Thank you. Now I am giving the floor to honorable poetess Harinder Cheema to give in her final speech. Harinder Cheema.
So thank you so much. It was wonderful listening to all of you, and each one of you presented your beautiful poems here and also your thoughts. And I agree with all of you that the best thing that has happened to the world today is that we have poetry and poets who are writing selflessly against wars, against violence, against vulgarity, and promoting peace, harmony, and brotherhood, which is so badly desired, so badly required by this world. So I think we all know that we have a responsibility, because I feel when your voice is heard, you better speak right. So we have to give the right messages to the world. And it is a responsibility that we have to shoulder. So I think these kind of programs, especially Brother Tawfiq's program, it's a platform which is given to all of us where we share our thoughts, our ideas, our emotions, and spread messages throughout the world that we can create a heaven out of this world by healing each other, by showing path to each other. And we are already united. We already stand united because we are already always talking about positive things in life. And that is what poetry is all about. Talking positive, thinking positive. So, and I see the power of poetry. There's a storm going outside. My network is breaking again and again. I'm having issues with the light, the power. But I'm sitting here with all of you. So that is the power of poetry. And I think long live poetry and long live the poet's vision who can, see much beyond the tangible things. So let's always get together in these kind of forums and let's always present our beautiful expressions to the world and hope for a better place to live in and create a better world through our poetry, through our verses. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here, for bearing with me today because of my off and on appearances. Thank you so much once again. And it was a pleasure on my part to be here. Thank you so much, Brother Tawfiq.
Thank you. See you again. Bye bye. See you in the next program. Thank you.